I'm John,
I'm Shannon.
and this is our Redeemer story. So there's a part of my life that a lot of you don't know. 18 years ago, in April of 2004, I injured my back on the job. And for about 6 months, we've tried different physical therapies and whatever, and about 6 months later I had a fusion surgery on my low back, and the surgery was supposed to take the pain away, and it didn't. And I've been dealing with this pain ever since for the past 18 years on a daily basis, living with the chronic pain that I do. It's always low back pain. It goes down my left leg and into my feet, and it's on a scale of 1 to 10. It's always probably about a 7. And so it never subsides. I'm on pain medication all the time, and it never really goes below those levels. There's high points, there's low points, but what we want to talk about is, even though it's a hard struggle to deal with, it's totally transformed our lives into in an incredible way. We've in that short time afterwards, we had our youngest, JC. I stayed home with JC. Those first few years were probably difficult. I dealt with some depression because of it, but it's been more of a blessing than not. God's just done things through our family and through the calling that He's put on our life that I don't think would have happened if I would have never got injured.
Yeah, I think that when I think about who John was before he was injured, and the kind of dad and the kind of husband that he was, and we talked about this a lot, and who he is now, and how he has allowed God to transform him and to change him and to make him a good dad, an attentive dad, one who wants to be involved with his kids, and just the special relationship that he has with JC, because he's just been with her since day one. When John got injured, I had to go back to work. I had been home for a few years because I'd had Samuel, and so just the transition, it was a huge upheaval in our home. Like, we went from 2 of us working to only 1 of us working to neither one of us working for a short period of time, and then I had to go back to work to help provide while we waited for the Social Security. He was, like he said, he was injured at work, so we went through the workers' comp court system and learned so much about that, how hard that is for people to go through. And then ultimately at 27, found out that he was permanently disabled, and we had to file for Social Security disability, and of course we were denied, but then got a lawyer and went through that whole process, and God just blew us away. The day he was supposed to go to court, we got the notification in the mail. We showed up for court, and they said, "You're not on the docket today. You can't. The judges are going to agree to see you." And the attorney went and said, "Hey, this guy, he got this notice." He showed him, and the judge not only agreed to see him, but approved John for disability that very day. And that never happens. So we've just seen God's hand in like those ways. He just provided so faithfully. We think about how incredibly difficult those times were. Workers' comp, Social Security disability, none of that's fun when you're in your 20s. And we walked through all of that together.
But what it's like on a daily level, or a daily experience dealing with it, is God always has ways of distracting me so I don't focus on the pain. He's given me a part-time job with Fahrenheit. It's a nonprofit that's here in Norman. I get to work with them part-time. I get to meet with different guys. I get to meet with different guys from Redeemer and have lunch or breakfast or coffee, and taking that and allowing that to make it a mind shift of I'm focusing on this relationship. It helps reduce the pain. It helps put it on the back burner. And I think it's a big gift that God gave me over 10 years ago. I was an extreme introvert. I didn't want to sit down across the table from somebody and have coffee. And then God kept opening these doors for me to meet with different people, and just one-on-one meeting with somebody across the table. It puts my stuff, my hurts, my pains on the back burner. And for encouragement for anybody that ever deals with this, that is the one thing that I feel like truly helps, is number one, relying on God when you're in the middle of pain, focusing on Him, reading scripture, just talking to Him, and then finding relationships with other people. Find somebody that you can verbalize it to, but then once you verbalize it, ask God to ease it and put it on the back burner and focus on the relationship. It's huge. It's a huge mental shift.
I think just living with someone who deals with chronic pain, it can be really difficult to watch the person that you care about the most hurt on a daily basis and know there's nothing that you can do to help with it. And so I think we've just adjusted over the years, and I know when he's hurting, even when nobody else notices. I know that sometimes he doesn't want anybody to ask about it, even though a lot of people ask. And it's just a way of life for him. There's just a lot of things that we don't do because he can't. And it's okay, but it's just a reality of it. Just a part of living with someone who deals with chronic pain.
I think it's probably one of the best things that's come out of it is for our kids. The relationship that I have with JC it's incredible as a father and daughter relationship. She tells me, we joke all the time that she's my favorite and I'm her favorite. It's a running joke, but we love each other's company. It's incredible. Our oldest, she knows what's going on. She doesn't live with us. She lives in Edmond, but she's just like Shannon. She knows the days that I'm hurting, and the other day it was bad, so she just texted me to find out how I was doing, and we talked back and forth through text, and she was just checking on me. But the amazing thing is our son Samuel. He told me, what was it, about a month ago? We were both standing in the kitchen. Samuel is standing on the other side of the bar in our kitchen, and he was telling me he was having a conversation with he and his girlfriend about people that they admire in their life and people that they look up to. And he said, "Dad, it's you."
He said that he admired the fact that his dad dealt with pain on a daily basis and he didn't let it stop him.